What's up, everybody? How you doing? This is Dr. Maxwell on another Bring the Smoke, and I have the most amazing person here, the Commissioner of the Revenue for Newport News, Commissioner Tiffany Boyle. She is the first black female, the first black period to be over the money here in Newport News, and that is just awesome. And so I just want her to introduce herself and kind of let you know exactly what the Commissioner of the Revenue does.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. I'm so excited to bring the smoke.
Yes, which I had a cigar.
And so I am the Commissioner of Revenue for the City of Newport News. Happen to be the first African-American female as Commissioner of Revenue, was the first actually in Hampton Roads area amongst our district. And now I have another lady who's joined me in that ranking, so that's good. You know, more power in numbers. We assess over 23 different taxes, and we assess over $300 million, which turns into revenue for the City of Newport News, which is actually a third of their budget, their operating budget. Just wanted people to know that is very important to know where your money is coming from and what it's being used for. We do things like business licensing, so every business you see in Newport News has to come through our office to get licensed and to operate. We're also, I would say, the first form of government that most taxpayers interact with. So it's very important that we have great customer service, great literature, great information, because this is what's going to bring their attitude towards government and between government and citizenship.
Well, what I'm so amazed and so happy about is you all put it online. When I got here, I'm not trying to be funny, man. When I first got here, I said, "Hey, Ma, man, the mailman walked with with the mail bag, and they put the mail on the side of your house, man. The mailbox on the side. I was so amazed. I felt like I was like in some small little city, country town. I was like, oh my God, they don't even have like your business stuff. I said this, that you can't even apply online. I'm like, what is this? Like, you get your real estate license. When I went and got it in Atlanta, I got it the same day. Here, man, I gotta wait for weeks before they mail it back to me. I'm like, dude, what is this? And now the Commissioner of the Revenue, she's brought us into the 21st century. Oh my God, yes, because what? She has it where you're able to apply for your business license online. I have a client now with Maxwell Realty. I'm selling their house. It's under their business. Their business license expired because when they moved, I guess they never changed their address to forward the items or documents to their house. And so they were able to get online and register, even though they had to do other things. So it was just awesome that they didn't have to stop their entire day. So thank you so much for innovation. Anything else you all did that's just innovative at the office? Because I mean, I'm just happy because they were gonna mess my check up if they couldn't do it.
No, it is super important that one of the biggest things when I was running in 2017 was to bring the office to the 21st century. So it sounds boring. Oh, you're bringing things online, but it saves so much time. Our data is so much more efficient, so we can know how many businesses we have, what type of businesses they are, how many businesses are closing every year. That helps development to know what we need to bring in to the City of Newport News to keep us functioning and for us to hang out and have a good time within our own city. So we are still working on bringing more things online. So right now we've done business license and business related taxes, which is a blessing to especially like restaurant owners because they have to pay and hotel owners because they have to pay taxes by the 20th of every month. So could you imagine if you had to come into the office to drop off your payment or mail it in and it happens to get there late, or you own a hotel or you own a restaurant, you're working, like you're super busy. So imagine how much penalty and interest we were assessing because of the snail mail rules that we had. So they have absolutely loved the online engagement. Next, we are working on bringing our personal property, which is one of our biggest revenue sources, bringing that online to our web-based system. And then after we're done with all of that, we can then go to like a one account system. So say you have a business, you have a vehicle, you have anything else, it's all now going to be under one account. So that way you don't have to go to several different departments within my office. You could talk to one person and they can give you all the information you need to know.
That is awesome, because I got to go one place for my investment house, I got one place for my car. I got over here, like, dude, no, you're in the wrong line. Dude, doesn't matter. All y'all behind the same flipping counter.
That's it.
Dude, crossover, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to the back of that line, man. But anyway, thank you so much. People don't understand when you're able to just consolidate something and streamline it. It definitely helps business owners continue to move. And speaking of business owners, man, that Emerge Awards, oh my God, it is so dope. I just got to be ghetto about this, but it is so hype. It is just magnificent. It is awesome. The energy that you curate, because people, you would have thought they were at the Oscars, man. Oh my God, I want to thank my mother and my father. It was the energy.
You start with thanking God first. They always want to thank God first.
Oh,
yes.
Well, whatever. This is my show. I'm saying the way I felt like I heard it. Yeah, we'll get to God in a minute. But anyway, I like to thank God. Okay, whatever. Anyway, at the end of the day, it was just so amazing, the energy. What gave you that vision to help push these? Man, I just feel like you helped push the business to another level, and it just give them some energy that they may not have had, because I know how hard it is to get a business started. Once it's going well, it's kind of okay when you got the momentum, but the embryonic stages of it.
It is super difficult. So for those of you that don't know, I'm the CEO of a company called Emerge.
Yes.
And what we are is a multimedia company that supports and provides resources for small business owners, and really talk about the entire entrepreneur lifestyle, because an entrepreneur, it's more of a mindset, and being a business owner is more of your status. And I really want people to get to know that.
How preachers do that? You got to say that again, Reverend. Entrepreneurship is what?
It's more of a mindset.
A mindset.
Yes. And you being you can be an entrepreneur and have that mindset, but still work in corporate office, because you're bringing that entrepreneur spirit to whatever position you're doing.
Wow.
I would prefer to have a bunch of entrepreneurs at the Commissioner of Revenue's office. So if you're a head of business-related taxes, I want you thinking like, this is my business. How do I get this to be the best business ever? But to be a business owner, it's your status. I own an LLC. I own a corporation. I'm a sole proprietor. So those are the things that we talk about, and we get that knowledge out in platforms such as like the magazine. We have our radio show where we're interviewing business owners every week to get them more exposure and to talk about what their journey was, because your journey could then inspire other people's journey, and I could learn from your mistakes. That's my biggest thing.
Yes.
I don't want to make the same mistakes you did. I want to improve. I want to emerge without that.
Look at that. I like the name drop. That was a good name drop.
So being innovative within the magazine platform, we all know magazines is a struggling industry. And I like print magazines. I think if you're an online magazine, no offense to online magazines, you're a blog. You're a blog. Sorry, you are a blog. So we decided to just have an annual magazine, and we give that out as part of our Emerge weekend, which is the weekend you're talking about. And that weekend covers technology, because you need to know about technology to improve your business. Like, we had it on Friday, and the man came down from Richmond, and he was talking to us about how to use AI to improve our business. And he was talking about scheduling, social media posts, all of this to emerge our businesses, which I was like, I need a list of all of these AI tools because I don't use any of them.
You got two AI experts right here behind these cameras.
It is so, and they know it makes you so much more efficient, especially if a lot of business owners are doing it part-time.
Yes.
If I'm working 9 to 5 and then from 5 to 9 I'm working my own business, I need to make it move a little faster.
Yes.
So the gala is one of my favorites, because it's bringing joy and class to being a business owner.
Yes.
And the small business owner doesn't always get that recognition.
Yes.
They don't get to feel that prestige. So when they walk the red carpet, when they're being interviewed, when they get to see all of these pictures, when they get to dress up, when they get voted by their peers or their clients, it makes them feel good.
Yes.
Now they have like this whole surge to keep going. Like, I know I've been working nonstop since the gala. I'm still running off the adrenaline, and off of all of that. And then we end with our fashion brunch, which is my favorite, because I like to dress up. Being a politician, I kind of always don't get to dress like I want to dress. So
That's what Mark is making you wear them things.
my PR guy saying
that's too extravagant. You got to wear this,
Yes.
you know.
You have to look like Hillary Clinton.
Tiffany, you know you're going over here now.
He has said that to me. He's like, "You're wearing that today," and I'm like,
Oh, I remember that. She tell me, no, dude, you need to roll your sleeves up and have 3/4 of your arm shown. This yoga has a science. I get it. Believe
He
me.
even talked about how I laugh. He's like, "You laugh like Hillary Clinton." I'm like, "Look."
Yeah.
So so we
Know
end
what
with
he
the
doing,
fashion
though.
brunch because that's like an external portrayal of your brand, of
Right, your
yourself.
personality.
Yes, it brings confidence to you.
Yes.
And I was just telling them on Sunday at the fashion brunch, I said, if you would have talked to me probably 3 years ago, I wouldn't have been changing my hair. I wouldn't have been, dressing kind of the way I want to dress. I wouldn't have switched it up as much because I thought I had to fit in this certain lane
Yes.
versus being myself and still being professional and knowing how to dress in certain settings. So it's
But the
important.
amazing thing is, you know how to play the game to get there. Let's just keep it 100. We still
Very
are
true.
oppressed people. At the end of the day, they made the other, race made or races sometimes can do certain things that we can't do. And sometimes we had to get our foot in the door first. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Not saying is anything wrong with the way we dress or what we do. I can do what I want to do now. I'm a pastor. I'm not looking for a job. You understand? Because I have it. But when it's me trying to get in, when I was trying to make sure I got my real estate company in certain avenues, I made sure I wear a suit. Like she'd be fussing too. And then, you can't come in here without a tie on. What's wrong with you? Like she's like my younger mother over here. Yes, mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like certain settings we have to get our foot in the door first. Then a lot of times, we're able to express, ourselves the way we want to. So is it right? No. But as a minority, we have to learn how to play that game to get our foot in the door. But look, she does so much stuff for minority business. So we just talked about Emerge, right? We talked about doing online because a lot of us, especially African Americans, we have regular jobs and we don't have a full-time business yet. Although a business is always full-time, regardless if you can put full-time hours in it, like 9 to 5, you're going to put it in after hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now, them being able to get online and do it is way more convenient. Now, we talked about the Emerge event. Now she has a minority business commission. Please let us know, because you had governors making sure that this stuff happens. Man, that's just the favor of the Lord.
Shout out to former Governor Ralph Northam for putting the Minority Business Commission in the budget. So it is so important to have something like the Minority Business Commission. And why I keep bringing it up is because I want citizens to know that this exists so that we can keep it existing. So it started, 2020, I believe, is when we got it in the budget. And for 2 years, we were successful as far as meeting. And we split up into 2 committees. We split up into a committee for data, because you can't do anything without data. I can't say, oh, minorities don't get enough capital, which we all know they don't. But what are the numbers? And then from those numbers, how can we then go to the federal government and say we need these regulations or we need these policies in place, or to the state and say, that one of my ultimate goals, which will probably take us on a different tangent, is to look at the numbers, look at the percentages, and then have the federal government and the state put regulations on banks to say, if your constituents are 50% African American, then you need to be giving 50% of your loans to African Americans. Like, it needs to be equitable across the platform. So not just say we don't have access to capital, but what are the avenues and the tools to get us access to capital? So
Well,
that's a
look,
whole different.
No, look, I have a story for this too. So I have a client that wanted to go and have on a house with me. And so they want to just go ahead and just do a personal loan, because it shouldn't take no more than 60 days, maybe 90 days to get everything up and sell it. They have a high credit score. They have a traditional American name. Their credit score is like 835. They told them that their interest rate on the loan would be like 4%. They show up to the bank, and the bank say, oh no, they got to do it at 7.6, 7%. I'm like, well, why did they do that? And so now, they wanted to go ahead and get their check or whatever first. But I've already kind of talked to Aaron, the assistant of Senator, you know what I'm talking
Warner.
about, Senator Warner. And so I know he's deals with the banks. I'm definitely going to bring that to him because I see him in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, why is it that this young lady filled this application out online, talked on the phone, and then she get 3.4%, and then when she gets there, it's almost 8%? Couldn't have been nothing but the color of her skin in my mind.
That's it.
And so we have to understand that redlining still goes on. And that's why we look at the Republicans, how they weaponize CRT as if it's black history. It's not black history. CRT is the study of why do you redline? Why have you had slavery? What makes you think you better than a certain human being to say that you can own a human being? That is a spirit of pride. So anyways, I want to make sure that I deal with this because what you're saying is so true, and people begin to think that, oh, we want handouts. No, we don't want handouts, but y'all got handouts in the beginning of America.
Yep.
They gave white people loans and didn't even ask them to pay it back.
Exactly.
But they want us to come up with our own bootstraps. Then they say, oh, everything equal now. But if I played checkers, I know we say this chess not checkers, but let me give you a simple game. If I played checkers with you all day and you cheated the whole game and you got all kings and I got regular people, now you saying let's play fair. Hell, you got all the kings. What can I do? How can I do what? How in the world are you going to make that equitable? No, you need to give me some kings the same way you stole these other kings.
Exactly.
You need to give me what it is you stole from me. When we come up, you blow up Tulsa. When you look at it, most parks, let's keep it 100, and most man-made lakes cover up thriving black neighborhood that were thriving that racism destroyed.
Look at our own city.
Lake Lanier. Look at Lake Lanier in Atlanta. That we used to be like, oh yeah, people get stuck in the trees. It was a thriving black community. And it's underwater because they put them under flipping water.
Well, what's the example in the city of Newport News?
Help me.
Christopher Newport University
What?
was a prominent black neighborhood.
See, I ain't know that.
Yep. It just came out in the paper.
Wow.
Article about it. Yeah.
I need to go read.
Reading is succeeding. That is the moral of this podcast. Of this show.
Hey, why you bringing all this smoke? Go read something. I didn't know that came out just now. Hey man, edit this, no, it's playing.
But like, so even talking about reading, succeeding, and to know the thing. I mean, we can't know everything about everything, but it is important. Bring it back to Minority Business Commission. We did 2 years worth of work when, and not bring it political, but when the Democrats were majority in the House and in the Senate. And then when it flipped to Republican, I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying because of that administration change, a lot of things fell through the cracks. And therefore, the Minority Business Commission, we haven't met since 2022, which is why it's so important for citizens to then email their delegates, to email their senators. Now, the Senate side, which stayed Democrat majority, they've appointed their people. They've appointed the senators that would be on the commission and their citizens that would be on the commission. The House side has not. So therefore, it's just sitting out in limbo. So we are talking with as many people as we can. We're talking with special interest groups to get them to put their pressure on these delegates and senators, so that way we can say, hey, appoint your people so we can continue to do what we've been doing. So that's why it's important to know this information. Otherwise, things like the Minority Business Commission, which is there to work for equity for all minorities, because the Asian community gets left out of a lot of things because their numbers are so small. If your percentage is 2%, banks aren't even including you in their demographics. So that's why the Minority Business Commission is so important. And we need everyday citizens to put that pressure on them so that we can get what we need.
And not to be political, but just to be truthful. I mean, it's the way that someone depicted the difference between Democrats and Republicans was absolutely on point to me. They said Democrats will help 100 people and don't care if 85, 90 don't need it, just to make sure they help the 1 or the 10. Republicans will not help the whole 100 because 1 might not need it for real. You understand? And my thing is that's selfish. It's selfish. You have all this money out here. You have all these resources. Mm-hmm. People pay taxes. You force us to pay taxes. I mean, you pretty much rob us. We don't have a choice. You take it out of our checks automatically. If they don't pay it, you make sure you figure out how to garnish them. And so you have all the resources, yet you don't want to help your own citizens. You shut down the government, and then you get paid, but the people that work for the government don't get paid. I think if you bold enough to shut the government down, I don't think you should get paid either. But anyway, I digress. We dealing with minority business, but I had to let you know that I don't really agree with a lot of things that you all do, because to me, you use politics to continue to keep people oppressed and not giving them the equity or the financial assistance that they need, you know. So anyway, let me move right along. So anyway, I always get excited. I'm so upset, you all, because we didn't, I don't think, collect as much as we collected when we had a week one time. Or maybe I'm adding the stuff up wrong. I don't know. But look here, the commission in cans, I always had this competition in my own little mind, because I just like to curate the energy of people helping people, because it makes people feel good. Some people can't afford to help people with hundreds of dollars, but they can at least bring a can or two. What made you think of this, and how successful was it? Because I know the food bank have to love you. Nobody gonna advocate for you today. Gonna be. I mean, look, we were trying to hold our stuff to the end. These jokers sent a truck to come get it. We weren't even through collecting our stuff. They were like, "Nah, we got to come get this now." Well, we love Tiffany so much. Let's go. So anyway, how successful was it, and what made you think of this?
So everything.
Commissioner and cans.
Commissioners and cans, food and fun drive. So when I was running in 2017, one was about innovating the office. Second was about us being more into the community. And everything that we do is definitely a team effort. So I don't want anybody to think it's just me, because believe me, I don't.
Well, I don't know the other people.
Mostly a team.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
See, and this is why he's not going to collect as much as my office is going to collect this year. So,
it's your event. You should beat me. If I beat you, that's just a shame.
I feel like we're always like, okay, we got to do better than Beach Grove. We do Beach Grove we know is going to support and going to like really turn out.
Yeah, we ready.
But so that was one of the things. Well, what's the I don't want to say easiest, but what's the most simple thing that we could do as an office that will give back to the community? And somebody brought up, well, the food bank needs food. Originally it was in February, remember? But February is our busy time, and a lot of other commissioners' busy time, so we weren't really like collecting as much as we wanted. But the shelves at the food bank go bare in August, which is why they want to come collect their food. Because when I tell you, when we did a tour of the food bank, every shelf was empty. It was so sad. And people are coming in trying to get food, and they're like, we don't have any food to give you. Like, how horrible is that?
Wow.
So then we moved it to August, and it's a lot better with a month long. And then, we can get riled up during our competition. But that's really how it got started. Just thinking, well, what's a good way for us to give back to the community? What do people really need? And what time is the best time to do something like that? So it started off with just my office, like, oh, let's just collect internally. And then it spread to, well, let's invite the Hampton Roads commissioners to get involved. And then it spread to, well, let's invite the entire state.
Wow.
Now, this year, so we have 126 commissioners across the state.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, right? We have 126 commissioners. And
I need y'all to be trustees for New Beach Grove. They got all the money.
So I am happy to say that every commissioner in the Hampton Roads area, I'm not going to say except one office. I'm not going to call out the office, although I should.
I will. Once I find out, I'm going to put their name right here.
Every commissioner in the Hampton Roads has signed up and is doing great things. And I do want to give a shout out to Malika, my admin services manager, because she took it this year and organized it so well, got everybody so hype about it. Social media was great. So I think our office is really going to collect a lot of pounds. And we will know how many pounds, hopefully by the end of this week. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. But I do want every commissioner, I at least would like half the commissioners to sign up and participate. Could you imagine if 126 commissioner revenues just collected $100? Yeah. How much we could help the entire state?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
So
that is an awesome event, and it just you good at curating energy because it curates a lot of positive energy for our people. Because some people feel like I really couldn't do nothing, but I felt good. I could bring some cans. Like they literally are excited when they bring it on Sunday, and some of them brought them on Saturday. Like the people that really might be struggling already. I mean, sometimes maybe even people that we actually help out and give them food.
Right.
But for them to be able to be empowered to help, they love it. Decent people love it when they can help people. So I just like the energy that you bring to the church. So we always are ready to participate. You know, we get in line and take the pictures away. Marcus have us take the picture, you know, stand
Please
over here.
set this
You know
up.
what I'm saying? he always got a certain scientific way. Okay, you
Like
make
at the
no
gala.
sense. Yeah, I know, right? Dude, the shade. Oh yeah, it actually works. I'm glad you're short. Basically what he was saying. Anyway, let's go to another subject. I'm gonna get in trouble. I guess I'll be bringing the smoke, but I still want my cigar. Anyway, look, from what I hear from Marcus, because I didn't know this, I guess I need to read again. You working on some tax bills. What are you working on?
So it's the tax translation bill. So specifically in Newport News, we have a high percentage of people that speak Spanish, and then we also have another high percentage of people speak Korean. So internally, we have been translating our literature and our website and things in our videos into other languages to help our users like understand, you know, what we're going through. So even if Spanish is your native language and English is your second language, there's still things that are missed in translation, right? So if I can help you make it, I speak English as my native language, and if I read the code, I still get lost in translation. So just to make
Colonel, it smells so funny. Like it's hard to learn how to speak English.
So it's just to make
Where's
it
the R?
easier. Oh, and we do. We have our video with American Sign Language as well. So just trying to think about, like you said, to think about the people. If it just helps one person, we're happy with that. Like it doesn't have to be the majority. We're always thinking about the majority, and we never think about the minority, which is what our problem is. So the tax transfer. So I can do that because Newport News is well funded, right? And they have an awesome commission of revenue. So the taxes are assessed. Thank you. Little plug for myself.
I see.
And but I have to do it slowly because I can only do it within so much of my budget. So it's not like I can translate everything all at one time.
Right.
So I have to. So if we went to the state, I want to say last year, and we asked them, and a translation bill was drawn up to allow us to apply for grants, like the constitutional officers would be able to apply for grants from the state to use state funding, which they have, in order, and then we don't have to be a burden on our locality. Because if you get a commission of revenue like Petersburg, it's a small office, she has 5 employees, she doesn't have the budget that I have. You know, even if you get like Norfolk, they do translate some things, but they have a big NATO community. She still doesn't have enough money in her budget to then translate into French, Italian, all the things that she would love to do. So we are trying to push this. It didn't pass this last time. Imagine that. But we are still going. So for you that are listening that don't know, what I do is I go and I talk with business owners, I go and I talk with citizens, and I figure out what their needs are. And then I take that along with the Commissioner of Revenues Association, depending on what bill it is, and I go lobby in Richmond every January. But we do certain things like the Minority Business Commission and the Tax Translation Bill are outside of the core association. These are just things that we thought would make the entire state better. So we're going to push it again next January, but we're working on building up our numbers now. So my thing is, you have influence, you have power, right? Influence, I think you need numbers. Like I can get a delegate to change their vote if I tell them, well, half of your constituents are going to be upset, and I back it up with those constituents if you don't do X, Y, and Z. He or she is gonna think about it a little different. Or money. Well, we don't have the money, like in order to be able to like donate or contribute the way we'd like. So now we have to use influence. So the more people that know about it, the more people that want it and reach out, then we can possibly get it passed.
Wow. Well, look, so we get ready to close it out. What is it? I know you just told us how we can help with the money and the influence. What are like maybe 2 things that you need us to help you with, and how can regular citizens help you get it done?
So just reach out to your delegate and senator, and if you don't know who they are, you can Google them, or you can reach out to me, and you can follow me on social media at Vote Boyle, And we'll put action items on the website. It's voteforboyle.com is the website. And we'll put those action items up there so that way you can get on the list. We can email you exactly what you need to do, and we can keep going that way. It's just putting pressure on our delegates and senators to, one, put it on their radar because they might not know, and then two, to get them to think about voting for it.
Well, that's awesome. Well, you heard it here. The Commissioner of Revenue, first of all, we thank her so much for making the forms online so Maxwell Realty can get its check, but to make sure that they can, get their business owners their paperwork together so that they maybe be legal so they can get their paperwork. Not my business, but my business is together. But just the awesome thing of you curating the energy for minority businesses and businesses, just period. The diversity that was in the place was just awesome. And so we just thank you, because I think a lot of us didn't even know what the Commissioner of Revenue was. We just saw Marty's name all the times. I never knew what a Commissioner of Revenue was until you took office, and a lot of people didn't know as well. And my church people, they support you in whatever you do. Anytime you do anything, I be getting upset because it's like they like you more than me. I be straight salty, New Beach Grove. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to New Beach Grove.
Yeah, she ain't your pastor though. I'm your pastor. But anyway, seriously, we thank you so much. Another edition of Bring the Smoke is down. We thank you so much for everything you do in politics, but everything you do to help us in the community. Hey everybody, how you doing? This book is a book I believe everyone should buy. Not just because I wrote it, but because this book was birthed out of pain. And you learn so much during those painful moments. This is called Leadership Growth, the Power and the Pain. You can't have the power unless you've been through the pain. Bishop Morton wrote the foreword. It's been endorsed as well by our former governor, Terry McAuliffe, and by our Newport News Sheriff Gabriel Morgan. I promise you this book will bless you. Please get it, not just for me, but to bless you. Go to willardmaxwell.org or click on the links below, and I promise you this book will bless you. If you don't just buy it for yourself, buy it for someone else. It's a short read, but it's a powerful read. I've been getting testimonies all across the country, and I promise you it will bless your life.